All right, this is my daily behavioral report card podcast. So, what is a DBRC? The daily behavioral report card is an evidence-based intervention that addresses the needs of students with emotional and behavioral problems. DBRC is a method championed for increasing the quality of contact between home and school and has a long history of use in schools. And that's taken from Bailey, Wolf, and Phillips. The DBRC is a technique that was designed to give teachers a rating tool that is both convenient and efficient. When conceptualized as an assessment tool, procedures under the domain of DBR have been said to combine the characteristics of both systematic direct observation and behavioral rating scales. There are many different types of DBRCs, and when deciding what scale to use, it is important to consider the maturity level of the individual being rated, as well as the rate of collection and frequency of summary. Some examples of DBRC rating scales are as follows. On the left, this is just like a really simple one. I think you would probably use this for someone in elementary school because it says great job, okay job, or needs improvement. So it would be like red is needs improvement, and yellow is you're doing okay, and green is a great job. And the one on the right is probably a little more sophisticated, probably for an upper class student, and it has things like the student was respectful to the teacher and other adults and complied with their requests in a timely manner, and those kind of behavioral things. And I like this one because it is easy to chart, and so you can see trends. So I think that that is a good one. And then here's some other ones, and I'm sorry that they're a little bit blurry. They didn't look that way before it got put in preview. But there's the smiley faces, the Likert type scale, the continuous line, and a yes-no occurrence and non-occurrence. So those are pretty simple. And then tools for creating DBRCs. There are many helpful tools for creating DBRCs on the internet. You can just go and look, and they can like walk you through, and you can create some really pretty complex ones. This one is a DBRC behavioral report card generator, and it can be found at the Intervention Central website, and there is a link to it right there. I used this one, and later in this presentation I'll show you what I came up with. It's kind of cool. So, something you have to do before you decide if you're going to use a DBRC is, consider all the factors and if it's really a reasonable tool to use. So this chart was really kind of cool. It just has like, you ask yourself these questions, and if it's yes, you go to this step, and if it's no, you consider another method. So up here it asks, are DBRCs appropriate given the nature of the problem? And is the behavior that is to be measured appropriate for the DBRC procedure? The behavior should be discrete. The dimension of interest should be frequency, and rate of occurrence should be low to moderate. And the last thing that you want to do is try to use a DBRC on something that's severe and then potentially dangerous. So that's a good tool. The little checks and balances there. So when creating DBRCs, there's criteria to be considered and various options available. So the first thing you want to categorize is the desired change in behavior and your options if you want to increase the behavior or decrease the behavior. And so an example of this would be decreased frequency of Johnny's calling out behavior during teacher instruction. And so the type of behavior and is it specific or a cluster? And then the focus of rating, is it individual, small group, class-wide? And then, you just go on down through the list of criteria to decide what your options and what's available to you when creating it. So implementation. DBRC interventions can be implemented in various formats and in multiple settings. Specifically, systematic DBRCs demonstrate the following 4 characteristics. First, the behavior of interest is operationally defined. Second, the observation should be conducted under standardized procedures to ensure consistency and data collection. Third, the DBRC should be used in a specific time and place and with a predetermined frequency. And fourth, the data must be scored and summarized in a consistent manner. So all of these are really important when you're implementing your DBRC. Excuse me. So those are just things that to keep in mind. And we've already gone over that little flow chart. So I made a plan. I actually used the behavior report card generator that I showed you at the Intervention Central website earlier, and it was really kind of cool. So I'm just going to click on here and see if it'll come up. All right, so the first thing that you do on this, and this report was all generated once I just plugged my information in. So you put the student name, and I guess one by the name of Ron Hockman did the programming on this for the website. But so I put my name, and I put that I'm in the 3rd grade, and the district is Talawanda Kramer. Put dates, and then you pick behaviors. So there's a whole list of problem behaviors and target behaviors, and you pick 4. And so I picked 4 behaviors, which I picked number 6, engages in rough physical activity when inappropriate, and number 20, displays a short attention span in the classroom, and so on and so forth. So you pick your behaviors, and then you decide how you want them to be rated. And I just did like a rating scale of like advanced or above expected was a 9, the goal expected was a 7, and below expected was a 5. So I did the same thing for all 3 of the behaviors that I chose just because it was quick and easy. And then you have like these data entry boxes where it's times and days of the week, and I picked time. You can choose what intervals you want. And then it's for all of your behaviors. And then you can, it'll automatically graph this for you. And this graph displays the student score for one day by the half hour and the day average score. So that was just kind of a quick little thing of how cool it is, these report card generators. So that's basically, I think, it in a nutshell. I think I covered pretty much everything in the time that I had about behavior report cards. So yeah, here's my references. I did a lot of research to come up with a lot of this stuff, and that's about the end. Thank you.